Hello everyone. Just bear with me 1 minute. I'm going to share to some groups. I am just sharing to groups here. Whoa, don't want to exit it. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you doing? How are you doing today? How are you? All right, I think that's it. How are you doing today? So let me put my smock on. Guess what kind of smock I have? I think it's a Jamba Juice smock. Like I got to put this on so I don't get paint on my shirt. Like I don't really worry about that. But I don't want to get paint on my shirt. So I'm gonna put this very nice, very fine crafted Jamba Juice smock, so that if I do get paint, it will land ever so gracefully right here. I only do it if I'm wearing, like, I don't really care about the shirt. I'm just worried about my pants. I'm worried about wearing it hitting my pants today because I'm wearing like nice gym sweatpants, which kind of seems weird. I don't know. It seems kind of weird that I hold my sweatpants really up on in such high regard. I don't care about my jeans so much, but like I just don't want my sweatpants getting paint on them. They're not meant for that. But I don't mind my shirt getting dirty. It's my pants that I'm concerned. Well, good morning. How you doing today? So today, man, I am so excited. So excited. Besides painting and doing my portraits that I'm really excited about doing, the portraits kind of like put on the back burner because usually I have to do it at the end of the day. That's after teaching all online, answering a ton of questions. And this requires low mental like RAM, I guess. So I don't mind painting in the morning because it doesn't require me to be so thoughtful, which sounds weird, huh? It doesn't require me to think a lot, which is where I like to be when it comes to my artwork. I don't want to think. I just want to do. No, I don't mind thinking when it comes to painting and drawing. But so this is the last layer of this painting. And as you can see, I got 1 gray, 2 gray, that's 2 layers, 3 gray, that's 3. And we got pink. Wait, we got 2. I think there's like 5 or 6 layers. There's gonna be like 7 layers at the end of it. Or maybe it's only gonna be 6 layers. I don't remember how many layers there are. I just know there's more than 5, or at least 5. So the last layer is gonna be black circles, and it's gonna be very sparingly. And I've been putting them in areas that I think are really good spots for like the like focal point. So like certain areas that are open a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe put a circle here, mainly because I want to cover this spot up, and maybe like an arcing trail of circles right here, something that kind of follows this area a little bit. And on this one, because of how messy it is and how many like splatter marks we have, I've been thinking about maybe having a circle right here and then maybe some that kind of go on top of these drip marks so I have a cool layering effect. So that's what I've been going to be working on. And I don't know why I'm shaking this right now because I'm not going to get to that yet. I gotta do a few things. So I cheat. I'm a cheater. I'm going to be using a compass to make my circles. You know, got to use the tools that I have on hand. And one thing that I've kind of been playing around with is when I do make a circle, I put like some tape here so that I don't like make a hole, a little indentation where the compass goes, because the compass has this like little needle form here, and I'm trying to avoid having like a needle hole in there. So I don't want it to like poke a hole into my painting. So I'm just gonna put some tape to kind of add a little bit of protection. Not a lot, it's not gonna do much. It's just gonna mitigate any type of like anything that's gonna be very noticeable. So I just been using this, and where I put these circles, I don't know. This is my third panel here. So I don't know, I don't have an idea of how large or small I want them yet. And it's probably gonna take me about 10 or 20. Hey, how you doing? It's probably gonna take me about 10 or 20 of these before I understand, like getting a feeling of how many circles I wanna place. So probably by the time I get done with this batch of 10, I'll have an understanding of exactly where I wanna put like my circles. I have some ideas of what might work, and then I have experience in what kind of works, but you won't know until you just kind of do. And I'm thinking to myself, I'd like to have a circle kind of overlap this form, so I'm going to make a smaller one, not the same size as this one, but I'm going to make a smaller one that I'm going to have kind of overlap this area. So I have a little bit of a more dynamic layering effect. So that's what I like to do with these paintings, is like I purposely like to layer areas on top of each other to kind of make a more, hey, thank you. It's all in the layers that makes them super cool. So I like to have a lot of layering effects, so that's why you always see things purposely put on top of other things. So it's not always just like, oh, this just happens and things that fall on top of each other just occurs, right? No, I purposely layer these things in a sequence. Don't mind me, I haven't had coffee, so I'm drinking some coffee. And now I'm gonna get out my handy dandy triangle thing. It's like I feel like a superhero or a ninja turtle with one of these. I feel like I have a Chinese star, right? Like, and I can do ninja tricks with this thing. I think the closest thing I can do with ninja tricks is this. Wait for it. Nope. There we go. Oh, that's dumb. So I think I'm gonna do a few small circles on this. So I say a few, I really mean it. I'm gonna do like 2. 1 and 2. And then over here I might do a few more. So I'm purposely going to overlap this area right here. And I'm going to put one kind of right here, just for fun. Oops. So you always want to use tools, right? Don't be afraid of using tools. And I think we put too much emphasis on like, oh, they did everything by hand, no mechanical assistance at all. It was all free-handed, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you, for every person that's doing it by hand, there's someone else doing it not by hand, and it looks just the same, or better, or slightly worse. I don't know. But, you know, I don't really I don't want to put, like, this notion where not using tape or using a compass is cheating. You know, we all have tools, man. Printmakers can't make their prints without a print press. We don't shun them for that, right? So I'm thinking about doing a circle somewhere right here. I want Actually, I think I'm going to put a circle right here because I want to show this little drip showing at the bottom a little bit, right? So I think that will be something to do. So I got to play around with the size here. So something like this. There we go. I just want it to overlap part of this drip that I have on this painting. So again, I am being purposeful with this. It's not like I'm just like randomly placing circles. I'm kind of thinking about where I want to place these. I don't want them to be random. I want them to have a sense of placement in the composition a little bit. I want interaction to be a little bit more interesting. So I want this here. Maybe a few circles sprinkled somewhere. Maybe like a medium circle right here. But I definitely want some circles kind of going over this messy area. Not to cover it up, but like just to kind of have this like play on layering. So I'm not here to cover it up. I'm here to play with the layering here. And I'm probably going to do a larger circle here. You know, and if I put another circle here, what I'm going to have is something that kind of like creates a triangular form that kind of arcs. So like impromptu design, I guess. Is how you do it. So you have a triangular form being made here. So that's kind of cool. And something like a triumvirate or there's a name for it. I don't know, where you use a triangle as a visual, like a divine design device, a visual device or visual tool for your composition. Probably made the circle a little too big, but I've already started and can't back out now. I don't like no backsies. I don't like the erase. I don't really like erasing. So that's why you might see in some of these panels, you might see like some pencil marks because I don't erase. I just don't do that. I don't play like that. So I'm going to have this some circle right here, kind of doing this thing, overlapping that. Maybe I use this triangle. Maybe I put a circle right here to kind of have a directional quality. So you have this line, right? This triangle leads to this circle leads to this. These drips lead down to here. And then you have this angle leads to this circle. So there's something happening here. So it's kind of neat to see that happen. Maybe I have a few little small circles right here. And this is something that's going to be new. I'm going to add a circle right on the edge. There we go. And we'll have one right here. Overlap. Now this one particularly has a lot more circles than the other one, and I think it's probably because I have a lot more like mess on it. So why I'm doing that is because I think to balance out this order, I have a little bit more. To balance out this order, I got to have more clean shapes on top to kind of balance it out visually. So that's probably why I did that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me kind of justifying it. I don't know. I don't have like a science. There's no like, if you do this, this is going to solve your visual problem. This is going to solve your visual conundrum here is by, putting more circles. There's no formula. Hey, how are you doing? Don't forget to share, but also look at the information section in this video. I'm having a Mother's Day sale, and 20% of all sales that I receive from up until May 7th, I'm going to be donating to Art St. Louis. So it's for a good cause. You're going to be helping me out. You're going to be helping out a good nonprofit. They've been nothing but good to me all these years, and this is my way of trying to give back. Try to give back. So please take a look at the website. Help out a charity. Help support the arts. Yada yada yada. You know the deal, right? I think you know the deal. You might not know the deal, but I think you do. I'm going to begin painting. I got my 5-year-old Valspar latex enamel, interior, exterior for wood, metal, and more. Soap and water cleanup. So I got my Valspar paint here, which is, the good stuff, the creme de la creme of all paints. It's not that good. It's not that good. I actually think I found it was I think this paint was here when I came here, when I moved. It was in the basement. I was like, here we go. This is what you get every time you move to a new place or a new house or a new apartment or condo or what be you always get free paint. They just leave the paint there. It's like, this is yours now. This is your paint. What if I don't want that paint? Too bad, man. You're getting that paint and you're going to use it for something. Well, thank goodness I'm an artist, because I will definitely use this paint. Thank you very much. I'm going to use it to the fullest. So, this is all good. I'm on the rocks at how it's really good. I didn't know. I don't know how good Valspar is. So apparently it's really good. I learned something today. So I got a really good brand for free. Actually, it cost me the cost of moving into a new place. So, oh no, I dripped some paint on. That's why I get we're thinking. Yeah, I don't use acrylic paint that often, so I don't really know what brands are good. I learned that Glidden is like the low tier. And then Bear is the upper tier. So I went and got Bear paint because they had better colors. Glidden had some cool colors, but like they feel very muted and chalky. They feel very muted and chalky, so I got that. I got Bear paint instead. And because of what's going on in the world, Home Depot was packed. So I spent like 2 hours there. I was like, man, I don't want to spend 2 hours at a store. I never spend 30 minutes at a store. I'm going to bring this closer. It feels like I'm shouting. I never spend more than 30 minutes at a store, let alone 2 hours. I was wandering around, and then I was in a line to get paint made. I was like, gosh, they should give me a discount. So I gotta stop talking for a second. I don't like talking when I do movements. When I have to do like painting movements like this. I just don't. It's like you never see someone you never see like a professional golfer. When they're hitting their putt, they're like talking to you, right? Watch me make the shot. Watch me. Just watch me. And then they miss it, right? They got to focus, right? So I got to do a little bit of that. I got to focus some. So I just gotta, what makes this really hard is when I do these not complex. Yeah, I've been thinking about grabbing paint. When I was at Home Depot, I saw that they had like that pile of paint that was like, that people didn't want because it wasn't the color. And I was like, well, I might grab this. And I was looking at all the colors. I was like, I don't want any of these colors. These are all like, these not good looking. These are, no wonder they didn't want the colors. But They're cheap. I think I might use it. I think I might do that sometime. Go there and grab like the cheap bin of paint and use it. So I got to be extra slow here. I tend to there we go. There I made a mistake because I pressed too hard. So the circle's going to be slightly off. That's fine. I'll fix it somehow. What I'm trying to do when I do these circles is try to get a mixture between a good curve and a good curve, but a smooth one where I don't have to stop each time. So I'm trying to do one smooth curve that's all the way through. There we go. I think that's good enough. So I'm trying not to be, I never mixed colors with acrylic, so I need to start mixing colors with acrylic. That's one thing that I probably should start doing. Yeah, that's probably one thing I should consider doing. And I think that's going to be in the works for the future for future reference. I'd probably have to get like just a standard red and a standard, like a gallon of red, a gallon of green, and a gallon of what is it? What are the primary colors? I'm drawing a blank. What is it? Just red, blue, green, red, green, blue, RGB. So I got these small circles that I want to kind of fill in. And just fill them in. And I don't know, I'm just filling them in. That's it. And I got to be a little bit quiet because who'd have thunk it, right? Who'd have thought that I wouldn't be able to do a good circle talking? Yeah, it's a very slow process. That's why I don't mind this, because for the most part, this has all been very low, like, pressure. I really haven't had to do like precise movements on any of them. So it's good to have a little bit of variety with your paintings. You know, you have a little bit of chaos, a little bit of organization. So it's a little bit you got this chaos with the drips. You got organization with the some of these lines that they're making certain angles that the viewer can kind of move with, right? You got the lines moving this moving this way, this moving this. So there's angles and lines directing the viewer a little bit. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to randomly place lines on this composition. It's more like there's some impromptu design thoughts going on in these paintings that I'm kind of doing on the cuff, and it's just because I know, like, on a subconscious level, what kind of makes the eye move a little bit, or maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe I don't have that in me. Maybe I'm just assuming that I know, or maybe I just think I believe what I'm doing is continuation, but maybe I'm not. You know, I believe I'm what I'm doing is allowing the viewer to look around or lead the viewer around in the composition. But everyone's perspective is different. You know, people look at things differently than I do, obviously. So if I think that this is going to lead the viewer around and it doesn't, then I'm open to criticism, you know. I'm open to advice on how to lead the viewer in the composition. You're not hurting my feelings. I think as artists, though, we just don't like having constructive criticism done of our work. Even more so if you're a professional. Thank you. I think it has to do with the thousands of bad sketchbook abstract pieces I did that no one has ever seen. But I don't know what I was talking about. I totally forgot. I'm trying to do these lines here. Oh, what I was talking about is, you know, when you're a professional artist, you're less open to criticism, you know? Right? If I went to like some hyper like successful New York-based artist and I started giving that person criticism, oh, they would be so mad at me. I was like, man, you know what? I like your work, but have you thought about using more red? They're like, I'm a professional. You don't tell me what to do. I know what to do. I was like, well, you know, as a professional artist, you're supposed to constantly be growing and thinking as an artist and self-educating yourself, you know, self-educating and learning all the time. And that's why I'm doing these pieces. I haven't really dealt in abstract in this magnitude before. I guess I've dealt with very one element compositions with my hamburgers where everything's kind of placed in the center. I have a few elements that kind of lead towards it. I have contrast, you know. But this is where this is something a little bit new to me, where I'm just playing around with shapes. And people view this as abstract, but to me it's just like, nah. This really isn't abstract to me. This is just like, hey, well, that's a circle. That's a shape. A shape's not abstract. That's a shape, right? These are triangles. That's not abstract. They're just forms. And all I'm really doing is just manipulating them a little bit, moving them around. Up and down, left and right. This circle's not turning out too well. Yeah. Oh. Well, thank you. I've been bouncing around between my personal Facebook page and my business Facebook page on Matt Pearson Art, and then I've been trying to go on Instagram every other day, And I'm trying to do like, sometimes I do Twitter, but Twitter I can't save the video afterwards. So I might hold off on doing Twitter for a while. And I want to do Twitch, live stream art on Twitch, but like their program to stream live on the app, for some odd reason it just doesn't want to start. So their app just doesn't work well on an iPhone, on your phone, you know. And so like it starts, but it doesn't. It goes to the live stream feed, but it doesn't. And I used to live stream on YouTube, but then they started cracking down on YouTubers that don't have a huge following. And in order to live stream on YouTube, you got to have like 100 followers or more, I think. And I want to start live streaming on TikTok, but I got to have 1,000 followers on there, you know, and I want to bounce around between all of them. But right now, Facebook's where it's at. I'm just filling up these last circles here, just kind of putting them there. Boop. I think this circle is big enough for me to use this brush here. I won't have any problem. I said I won't have any problem, but apparently I do. Oh no! I'm making so many mistakes. Blast you, brush. Oh no, I keep making it worse. It's getting worse. It's gonna be like a weird circle. Serves me right for saying, oh, I can use this brush to make this circle. It's gonna be easy peasy. I'm just gonna do it in one foul swoop, and then we'll call it a day. We'll have a breakfast, and we'll sit down and we'll gossip. We'll gossip, you know. But apparently not. That was not in store. You're just gonna have to accept that you made a mistake and go with it. Okay, I'm really trying here, and it's just not making it any better. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. Well, you can on Twitch. You can stream if you're doing something creative. You can stream if you're doing something creative. So they have like a part where you can, if you're making art, you know, you can stream there. But like it's meant so that you have to stream using their a third party platform that's connected to their server. But their app that they have for the iPhone and Android, it just doesn't seem to work for me. I don't know why. Like it doesn't start. But that's fine. It's fine. I'll get there sometime. I would have to have a laptop down here or something with a camera attached to it, or a computer or something. And perhaps that might be something to consider in the future, but I have to have a computer down here, and that just seems like a lot of work. I'd love to have one, you know, and be able to do that. I think that'd be very cool to do like 2 live streams at the same time. So if I had a laptop down here, or a computer, I actually would be able to do. I would be able to do 2 live streams. I could do a Twitch and a Facebook. But I hear there's other ways you could do 2 live streams at the same time. I don't even know. I think there are certain things you can do to live stream on 2 platforms all at once. But I don't know what you have to do. I'm going to have to do some research. That's one thing I'd like to do. Like, it'd be kind of nice to live stream on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter all at the same time. I'm calling time twine. That was funny. Speaking of Bob Ross, there was when I was on Twitch the other, like a while, months back, where there was someone was streaming Bob Ross, and he was on Twitch it was saying like Bob Ross is playing art, like it was a game. I thought that was hilarious. That was pretty funny, actually. So the goal is to get these 2 paintings finished for today. I don't know. That might be a little long. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what time it is. What time? I need to have a clock down here. That's what I need. There you go. So I got these circles done. I say done lightly, but they're okay. I'll allow it. I'm not gonna sweat over spilled milk. I think that's the phrase. So I'm gonna do these circles here. I think I'm gonna do the larger ones first to see how they kind of turn out, and because they're the easiest. The larger circles are always the easiest. Yeah. So it looks like at the end of the week, I'll probably have 6 to 8 of these done, and then I'm gonna be starting I think I could be starting my next series next week, our next batch of these next week, and I'm super excited because I got some really, really high, like super shiny colors and semi-gloss. I didn't want high gloss. High gloss was too expensive, but I got semi-gloss. So, which is going to be interesting because I've only been dealing with satin and like eggshell. So it's going to be a big jump between like the appearance. So I got to do this circle here. I'm going to quiet down for a second. Quiet down for a second. So I got these I got this green color that was like from Bear that's called like Venom, which is basically like neon green or are really, it's just like a really saturated green. It's just the kind of colors that you'd expect from me, with like these super high, like intense, vivid colors, like this pink here. And I got like an orange, which is like a hot orange, I guess. They don't call it hot orange anymore, hot pink or hot yellow, like or neon green. It's not neon, but it's definitely in the realm of being that type of vividness. So I'm really excited about using those colors. I'm basically just really excited about not having to use pink. And yeah, I'm getting tired of using pink. I want to take a break. I have some blues that I want to get into. I got the orange because I typically don't use orange in my paintings, so I wanted to kind of acclimate myself to using some orange and see how it looks. You know, some people might like the color orange. All right, that's good. I'm not going to even touch it. I'm not even going to try to fix this area that is kind of wobbly because it's going over like a paint drip. And because it's going over that paint drip, it's going to be very hard to make it feel like it's straight. I don't know what I'm doing. I said I was going to do the big circles, and then I started going for the medium circles. I don't want to do that yet. I want to go for the small circle, the mediums. I want to go for the big circles. Get those out of the way. Make up your mind, Matt. So this area has a lot of like paint that's kind of like just dripping, so it's very like bumpy. So I'm going to have a little bit of trouble here. And I can't be too upset if it's not going to be precise because it's very bumpy with lots of paint layers on top. Like I'm having to kind of go over this area a lot because there's all these little mounds of paint from the drips from previous layers here. You know, which makes it a little bit more difficult to kind of provide precise movements. So I'm going to get really close to the edge. There's going to be this part here that I'm going to have a hard time getting it precise because the circle is overlapping on just a small mound of paint. And it's going to bend the brush in a certain fashion, or bend the bristles in a fashion that's going to make it really, not impossible, but it's going to make it difficult to make a clean line or a clean curve line. So that's some of the challenges I have to deal with regards to this. Okay. Let's try getting this circle done. Got to be a little quiet. Got to be a little quiet. Just, yeah, happy, unexpected. Yeah, it's all happy, little happy mistakes. There is no mistakes, but you know, there's expectations, I guess. Like the expectations for these is I want these circles to look like circles, not like Cadbury eggs. Oh yeah. Just a slow process, you know. I think we tend to underestimate how long it takes to make a painting, even abstract. Like there's this misnomer in art where people that don't know, like they look at like an abstract work like this, they're like, oh man, that must have took like no time at all. But there is a lot of time involved just to make this. I mean, we're looking at 6 to 7 layers of paint. We're not even looking at about the prep work, because I actually sanded this and put 2 layers of gesso on top prior, you know. If I had cradled this frame, if I had actually added a cradle to this, we're looking at another couple hours, because I'd have to cut the wood and then wood glue the back of it. I'm glad I'm not cradling all these, because I don't know if I had the time to cradle 50 to 100 wood panels. At least not at this point in my life. Now, if I was working full time as an artist, I might be able to justify it. But right now, I'm just doing this on the side, and you know, because I'm doing it on the side, I don't have the luxury to make every panel and prepare it to the way that I want to. Otherwise, there would be months at a time where I would not make anything, because I'd be making the panels. Yeah. I'll be making the panels just so I can have my paintings. And I'm like, I can stretch my own canvases. I can make my own panels. I've done it. But it's like, sometimes it takes more time than actual painting. So I got to choose my battles. And my battles right now is like, I want to make more paintings. And if someone wants me to brace and cradle a panel, I'll do it for them. But like, I'm not going to do it on the front end of the painting. I'll do it at the end. I'll do the cuts and mount it and cradle it for them. I'll cradle it. No. So that they have it and it looks that way, you know. But they gotta ask, right? They gotta ask us. I might hint a little bit like, hey, you want this cradled? So I don't know about this bottom area right here. My brush keeps going, like glancing over the paint, the previous paint, and it's making it hard to kind of get contact with the surface. So I might just leave it like that, call it a day on that area. It's not worth me going over and over again, kind of get it closer and closer. So I'm gonna flip it around, and then I'm gonna do this circle up here. And then we're gonna do all the little mini circles. Yay! And then after that, sit down, have a cup of coffee, and get to doing more work. Lots of work to do. That is not art related. It's art-like, but it's not really related to art. By the way, for those that are interested, anyone that goes to my website and makes an art purchase, I'm going to be donating 20% of it to Art St. Louis for the Give STL Day charity event that ends May 7th. I believe. I think. I know I'm like pushing that, but you know, how else are people going to know that I'm going to be donating 20% of what I make from art sales to them if I don't talk about it? It's like, I didn't know. Well, you never told anyone. Like, well, that's why I'm trying to tell everyone. Some people don't like it. They're like, they think I'm pushing something, but like, what are you going to do? What day is it? Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday, isn't it? It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Oh, man. What am I going to do this Wednesday? Okay. Looking good. Oh, I got to drink some of my coffee before it starts getting cold, and it's probably already cold. Yes, it's Wednesday. Yeah. I made the offer, and I'm going to follow through with it. I just gotta make some art sales. I mean, historically, my website doesn't reel in the cash, if you know what I mean. So I gotta really promote it, and I hope that it does well. I really want to support any way possible, and this is one way that I'm going to be doing it. So I got to go a little slow here because this circle is going to not paint itself. Sometimes I worry about sneezing when I'm painting. It's like, I hope I don't sneeze. There's this giant glob of paint right where I'm painting over that is making it hard for that precise like curve line that I'm looking for. Oh, there we go. I can't wait for summer. Can you? I'm really excited about that. It's the simple things, really. It is the simple things. I think the reason why I can't wait for summer is I want to go outside, and my studio is hunkered down in a basement, so it's not like I got one of those cool studios where I have a lot of like light, right? So like I can just, it's not. I don't have like one of those fancy studios that everyone else dreams of having, where they go to the studio and they have like 15-foot windows, and they're able to open the windows and all this light comes in, and they're able to see all the work and they're in its glory. So I'm like, it's great that it's gonna get summer, gonna be summer, and I'm gonna be able to go outside and just kind of get sun. I don't get enough sun as is because I'm inside all day. That's one of the things about artists. A lot of artists kind of hang out inside. Probably the only outlier would be like plein air artists, ones that like just kind of paint outside on site. I think that's like some of the outliers, I guess. I don't think I put any circles here. Yes. Yeah, you have a good one as well. Get productive, work. I'm running low on like audio, on things to chat about. I'm just kind of I'm going in autopilot mode now because after a while of talking, I kind of run out of steam. You know, I don't have anything new to kind of add to what I'm doing. I'm just kind of moving forward here. And just trying to do like a paint by numbers type of execution. And hope things kind of pan out. There we go. Come on. All right. I think I've worked this circle enough that it's not gonna get much better, and it's not worth my time to kind of invest more on it. So I'm going to move to the random small circles. I notice a little bit of pink showing right there. The random small circles right here. And I'm going to flip this around to get to them. Yeah, so I'm going to do the random small circles. So I'm not going to use this brush anymore. So I'm going to put that in the water so it doesn't dry on me. And I'm going to use this medium brush here to kind of just get the outside form or the inside masses filled out. I'm not going to use it to get the curvilinear line, although I might try on one. I might try on this one. I might be able to get it on this one because the size is big enough for me to work with, but like this smaller circle here is not going to be feasible with this brush. Like this brush is about the size of the circle. It's not much smaller, or not much smaller than a circle. Okay, just spin this around. There we go, there we go. Woo! This one has more circles than I anticipated. I don't know why. I think what's going to happen is these future panels, as I get a little bit quicker at doing circles with this paint, I'm going to be adding more and more circles. You know, my first two were I was a little bit reserved. I was only going to do 5 or 6 circles, and this one has probably 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think 11. I might have double counted one. But I can see myself in the future adding more and more circles, especially during the summer when I have more time available in the morning, and I'm able to invest that time to actually do a little bit more, not necessarily intricate designs, but more involved. Something that's going to require a little bit more time on my behalf. But right now, I can only do certain things, some of these things in the morning, so I don't want to have really elaborate or dense designs, because I won't be able to finish them in the time allotted. So I try to do these designs that I think I can finish within the short time frame that I have in the morning. So this might be pretty close to pushing it. It might not. We'll see. So on this one, as you can see, I put a circle that kind of comes off the picture plane. And I wanted to have a little bit of interaction there. So it's a little bit more interesting to have is like this a design that has a lot of interplay between the picture plane. You know, I don't like to keep everything inside. All right, I'm trying to get this form in here. I got to be a little bit more quiet. Because these smaller circles take a little bit more focus for me. Partially because I'm not good at doing them, and partially because I have a brush that doesn't want to agree. It's not playing ball. Uh-oh. There we go. It's slower. It's just taking some time here. I'm having a little bit of difficulty. There we go. Almost got it. Got to get this bottom half. Okay, that's good enough. I'll accept it. I'll accept that. I'll allow it. It's not bad. We're gonna go to the. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 circles to finish, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Yeah. All right. It's taking its time. What's hard when you do this is like seeing the edge of your brush. Like if you can't see the edge of your brush, it's hard to know where it's going to be guided around. So you're just kind of like, sometimes you're guessing where the brush is, like the brush bristles are at, and you overcompensate and press a little too hard, or you underplay it and you don't get the right curve. Ah, my hand's cramping up on me. Cramping up. All right, that's good enough. Now, I think I probably have to be more considerate of with this acrylic paint is you got to worry about it drying on you. You know, it gets a little bit more sticky. And it's hard for me to know when it's starting to dry. I'm not well versed in the acrylic paint yet. Here we go. There we go. Okay, we're moving on. 2 more circles, then call it a day. Yeah. Slowly making progress. Can't beat that. Can't beat it, you know? Oh no, I slipped. I mean, you really can't tell from the vantage point, but the circles are kind of obscure, right? Alrighty. Looking good. We're almost done. Oh! Oh! I slipped. It's like just a little bit this, whenever sometimes I press too hard, right? And this thing shifts just a smidge. So now I got to expand the circle just a little bit more. Yeah, that's a bad circle. Oh my gosh. I just need to look up. I need to get some brushes that are better for this. Something that has like a sharp edge that isn't round and like these. You know, I just need something that has a that is able to make good corners. But these rounds are not really good for this type of form. They're a little too bouncy for my liking, like the brushes. You know, they bounce a little too much. But if you have a brush that isn't long, it doesn't hold enough pigment or enough paint, so you can't make long, clean brush strokes or marks. So you got a little bit of a tension there. You got yourself in a conundrum. That one's not that bad. And I think I'm done. I gotta go wash my brushes and clean up. I just want to thank everyone for taking time out of your day to watch me paint. Please support the arts and view my website. Buy yourself a print. They're very cheap. Again, any art purchases that's done from my website, I'm going to be donating 20% of that to Art St. Louis for the Give STL Day charity event. And this is only going to run up until May 7th. So after that, this offer is going away. Good news, I'm also offering a Mother's Day sale. If you enter Mom 2020 at the checkout, you're going to get 20% off your purchase. And that includes originals. Oh, wow. You have the opportunity to save 20% off originals? By all means, go for it. Have a wonderful day.